Ashley. Welcome on back to my channel. So today I am doing 2 looks with each one of these palettes that I showed off during my Glam shop haul. Yes, these little floral babies right here. But before we get started, if you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you're oldie but goodie, welcome on back. My name is Ashley. I have a doctorate in pharmacy and I love makeup. So that's how you get Dr. Ash and her makeup. But please just call me Ash or Ashley. And eyeshadow is my jam. And I do love the Glam shop. So I recently just showed a super massive haul about the Glam shop on my channel. So I will link that video down there. I will try to put it up there for you. And so I decided to pick up these palettes from the Floral collection. Yes! So each one of these palettes retail for about €15.91. And remember, with the Glam shop there, it's a Polish company, but you want to go ahead, you want to flip the website to Great Britain. The words will be in English and the dollars will be in euros, okay? So you'll have to do some conversions. I've talked about so many times about shipping and my experience with the Glam shop. If you are new to this channel, I haven't seen any of my videos on the Glam shop, it's very easy. The website can seem a tiny bit confusing, but once you get used to it, it's okay. There's only one particular shipping option at the moment from the Glam shop, which is UPS, which does mean you get your order in about 1 to 2 weeks. I think 10 days has been the soonest I've gotten my order. And you're able to track it through your profile account that you create when you're purchasing your shadows. It also does tell you when your shadows will usually be shipped out. So like when you're checking your cart out, it's like usually, okay, it might be Sunday. It's like everything will be packed up and ready to go by Wednesday, which is nice to know, you know? So I do have swatches, pictures of swatches on these palettes. And I don't want to make this too long because I did show these palettes off in my haul video. And we have to do 2 looks with each of these palettes. And we're going to wrap up with some final thoughts. So like I said before, these palettes retail for about €15. And you're getting 3 different color stories as a part of their floral collection. You do have a sleeve with all 3 of these palettes that coordinate. Now, the names of the palettes are in Polish, and these particular palettes don't really seem to have an English correspondence. The back has a sticker of the ingredients on there, and the ingredients are in English, okay, for each of the shades. And this is a 9-pan palette. Once you have 9 shades, because I just said it was a 9-pan palette, okay. You have 1.8 grams of product in each pan. Good for 12 months once you open it. And it has the little bunny, so that means we are cruelty-free over here. And this is the beautiful Tropicana palette. And you do have a mirror right here, okay? This mirror, I think I've taken the film off of this particular one. So this is the Tropicana palette, which has a very wide mix of formulas. You have some ultra foil pearls, you have a pearl, you have shimmers, you have a standard velvet shades, you have mattes, you have some mattes with some shimmers. So lots of different formulations in this particular beautiful palette. Next up, we have the more lilac version and blue version, and the same on the back. You get the ingredients, 9-pan, 1.8 grams. Little bunny is on there, and this is what she looks like. And we have a wide array. We have some ultra pearls, meaning so these shades that look very glittery. There we go. It's not actually, okay, come on, for real, Ash. There you go. It's not actually glitter, okay? I swear, I have a monitor here. It's like my old computer. She ain't that old. We ain't gonna diss the computer like that. She's not that old, but I did recently just buy a new laptop. But sometimes the monitor, I don't know, it be tripping me up, okay? So we have some pearls. So these 2 are actually pearls and not ultra foil pearls. This one is just a regular pearl. And then this is an ultra pearl. It's a lot going on here, y'all. We got some mattes. We got some foil. It's cute, okay? And then we also have this one right here. You guys know I love green. So this palette is green and it's blue and it has a little grunge. And I think it's really cute color story, okay? And you have this beautiful pearl in the center right here. Remember, these are not glitter, so if you're worried about that, shades are really, really smooth, even though they're really, really sparkly because they're pearls. And then you also have these different foil shades, and you have different shimmer shades and your mattes right here. So let's go ahead, let's get into the looks. I will talk about some of my thoughts in between the two looks as I show them off on each palette, and then we'll wrap up with some final thoughts at the end. Let's get started. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get started. My eyebrows are filled in using my Goof Proof pencil in the shade 3.75. This is by Benefit Cosmetics. Then I'm going in with one of my holy grails also, which is the Urban Decay Caffeine Potion. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get started. So you pretty much know the drill. My eyebrows, Urban Decay, no. What? Alright guys, let's go ahead and get started with these eyeshadow looks. You already know holy grails right here. So we have our Benefit Goof Proof Bow. Hey guys, let's go ahead. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with these eye looks. You already know my brows are filled in using the Benefit Cosmetics Goof Proof Brow shade 3.75, along with my eyes are already primed using the Urban Decay Primer Potion and the shade Caffeine. You know I love these two products. So let's go ahead and get started. am back, and here are the two looks with the Tropicana palette, and honestly they are very, very beautiful. This is a palette like you're going to do your eyes first because you will have a little bit of fallout, okay? Because of the type of shimmers in here, you have one standard shimmer, which is very beautiful. This purple performed very, very well. And then you also have the marble shade. So these two are more of the marble shades. This one is a marble shade, but it's not as flaky as these two right here. I love how this looks. You got a strong blue shift. And that might have been because I layered it over the purple, but look how it looks like. I'm even seeing it in the monitor. It looks like wet. And it's so shiny. These again will need a glitter glue in order for you to use them. And I feel like the mattes have a good combination. You have, you know, a couple of different mattes that you can use in your transition. I do think that the palette is lacking a little bit of depth, but you know, it is a pastel palette. Most pastel palettes do lack a little bit of depth, but you can use this particular shimmer in the outer corner and to tie some things together. So let's go ahead and jump into the next palette.
Jag minns ju den tid du gav mig life-bilder, yo. Nu vill jag kunna ge tillbaka allt jag inte kunna ge förut. Det finns ju ingen annan där som kan stå här by my side, oh why. Sättet du rör på det får mig att dö för dig, baby. För de här yardis, de vill ju bara dra ner oss. Men du är fett och vanlig. På det jag lägger all min tid och jag vill ha det. Du får mig känna safety. Jag kan nog leda, baby. Och jag kommer aldrig ändra mig. Aldrig. Kommer aldrig känna så här för någon annan än dig. Aldrig. Kommer aldrig känna så här för någon annan än dig. Varje gång jag bak på dig, jag tänker åh vilket kap jag har gjort. Jag skulle gå tillbaks i tid, göra om allt igen och förstå. Ser det som ett allt, det är dig jag vill wifa. De här yardis, de vill ju bara dra ner oss. Men du är fett och vanlig. På det jag lägger all min tid och jag vill ha det. Du får mig känna safety. Jag kan nog leda, baby. Och jag kommer aldrig ändra mig. Aldrig. Kommer aldrig känna så här för någon annan än dig. Aldrig. Kommer aldrig känna så här för någon annan än dig. Jag vet det bara life om igen och jag vet det bara ta sin tid. Jag vet det bara life om igen och stay with me, please. Jag vet det bara life om igen och jag vet det bara ta sin tid. Jag vet det bara life om igen och stay with me, please. Du lägger till, du är där för mig. Jag svär mitt liv kretsar runt dig, baby. Du bär på mina bebek så allt när jag visionerar vår framtid. Låt mig hålla dig, baby. Hey, yeah. Kommer aldrig känna så här för någon annan än dig. Aldrig. Kommer aldrig känna så här för någon annan än dig. Jag vet det bara life om mig. Aldrig. Jag vet det bara ta din tid. Jag vet det bara life om igen och stay with me. Jag vet det bara life om mig. Aldrig. Jag vet det bara ta din tid. Jag vet det bara life om igen och stay with me. Jag minns ju den tid du gav mig life-bilder, yo. Nu vill jag kunna ge tillbaka allt jag inte kunna ge förut. Det finns ingen annan där som kan stå här by my side, oh why. Sättet du rör på det får mig.
Alright, I'm back with 2 looks from the Seldon palette and really pretty. So you did see me pull out my Viseart palette. So I talked about that in the haul when I did a look with this. I've played with this palette. This is now the 3rd time I've played with this palette. And I knew that I wanted to use a shade in here to help deepen out that outer crease. Now, I don't mind that because I kind of feel like you need a companion with some of these palettes just to really make it pop. But I think both of the looks are really, really gorgeous. I kind of layered like all the shadows right here. And I kind of just made it a game time decision because once I just decided to put this shade over, I feel like this shade was just such a pleasant surprise because it has like some blue shift to it, but also has some yellow, some green shift to it also. So I feel like it's really, really pretty. And I decided to just kind of pull it all up and it layered well with this particular blue shade. And I just really like how these shades pop together. So this right here is my favorite eye, maybe because I haven't seen these particular shades in action, but I have used this shade before. The other day when I went to the museum, I wore this shade. I love this mustard shade. It is very beautiful. The mattes do kick up a lot. If you're wondering, I do have like, it's the little grease or the oils are leaking out in the palette. That happened with my nude palette as well. And this didn't happen right away. So it kind of happened after I got it, okay? And I don't know, that just kind of reminds me of the Glam Light Burger palette because everybody's burger palette looks like that. But the shadows are still good. They're perfect. They perform very, very well. So let's go ahead and jump in to the one I'm really waiting to try because like I said, I love green eyeshadow and you guys know that. But I have this, like I said, this is my third time playing with this palette. But I am really ready to play with this bad boy because it's like just like a blue purple type of dream, and I think it's like some silent sleepers in this palette. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm back, and here are the two looks from this particular palette right here. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce the name, and I don't see an English translation for this particular palette. So this is what the palette looks like, and I think the looks came out really beautiful. Now, I I have a lot of thoughts, and I'll just talk about that in a moment. But the shade Iris is really gorgeous, and as you can see, it was super foiled when I put it on my finger to show you guys, but on the eye it didn't quite translate that way. But the color, the golden undertone of that purple is really, really pretty. I think I was just expecting more foil to come through, a little bit more base color to come through. Also, I tried to see if I can intensify it by putting the Glam glue down and then putting the shadow down. So it kind of worked, but then not really, because I don't know, like you're putting the Glam glue over the shadow, so it is what it is. So the Iris shade, that is considered to be a pearl shade, okay? So overall, let's just talk about the palettes, okay? So as usual, all my other face details will be down below in the description box. All right, so now let's go ahead and chat about the palettes. I think that all of the palettes are gorgeous, and I like them all for very different reasons, okay? Now, when I bought the palettes, I knew that they were pastels. And I was like, I like pastels, but then pastels don't always, I feel like, translate the best on me. But then I bought them and I was like, you know what? I'm going to get all three. I want to try them all out. I think there are very gorgeous shades within the palettes. So I was okay with that. I was also okay with bringing in other palettes like this particular palette. This is this is a staple palette for me, okay? I bought this maybe 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. And actually my dad bought it for me as a birthday present, but this is the Viseart Dark Matte 04. This palette has come in such a clutch. I mean, for any particular eyeshadow palette, no matter what I'm using, if I need to pull in something else, it's usually this, okay? And especially with all the shimmer palettes that have been on the market lately that you need a matte with. Now let's go back to the Floral collection. I bought this knowing that I was going to need some help, and I was okay with that. And I also knew that some shades I would like more than others, and some finishes I like more than others. And I think a lot of me was also just focused on particular mattes and particular shimmer shades, okay? Because like I always say from the Glam shop, that's what I like. Now, I would have to say I do want to apologize to you guys because I don't feel like my looks are that great in this video. Like, I think I like this look a lot, and I like the look that I did on this eye with the Selden palette. I think it was bomb. And I like this look, and I also like the look that I did with this palette with this Ultra Pearl right here. That was this shade in here with the mustard. So, and then the Tropicana palette, I like that look, like the rose gold. That is one of the prettiest rose golds. It's a marble formula. And I don't know. Maybe I'm a little off today. It happens. But I think that this was, actually, I think that all three of these shades are just absolutely stunning. But I just want to apologize. I don't think my execution of some of the looks were as great as they usually is. So for that, I apologize. And I just want to be honest and completely transparent because it is what it is. I love the Glam shop. I like the palettes, but I'm just looking at the looks. I'm thinking about the looks when I was putting this look together. And I was just like, I don't... It happens, you know what I mean? So, and I think a lot of times also when we're YouTubers, I'm so focused on trying to put so many different color combos together just to showcase all the shadows. And sometimes that doesn't come off the best. So, like I said, I apologize for that. Now, let's get back to the palette. So, we're going to start with Tropicana, okay? So, the shades that I particularly love in Tropicana are these particular marble shades. I also love this particular metallic purple. I think it's very gorgeous. The two mattes, this beautiful shimmer shade is gorgeous as well. And then I also really enjoyed the matte Dahlia and this particular shade right here. Now, the yellow was beautiful as well, and I did not use hibiscus. So I cannot say that all the mattes were great. I can't say all the mattes were bad. I didn't really get to use the marbles how I wanted to, all of them. because I did put this one over this. I don't think that that was maybe the best decision. The marble shades, you have to be careful. And I know this, but I should have, you know, I put it on my finger. I think I should have pressed it out some more so I can cut it and then just kind of put it, because it came across very chunky on the eyelid. And you might not have seen that on camera, but to me in person, that really did come off. And my eyelids are not textured. I do have a few lines right here, and that could just be from having lines and having somewhat of a hooded eyelid. Not to mention, I'm getting a little older, and they're not crepey lids at all, but just getting a little older. So I think the palette is very colorful. I think it's a great color story. I think that this palette also comes off very vibrant, but I also feel like this palette pulls very, very purple, okay? Because even Storage, this one has this orange, but that shade leans so blue, and then when you mix it with this particular purple, you're definitely getting a lot of blue versus the orange with the lilac. But I think like this palette is very interesting. I'm very happy to have it in my collection because I feel like all of these palettes are affordable. They're $15. I don't mind mixing and matching, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. Okay, I stand corrected real quick, okay? These are actually called Foil Ultra Pearlies. And I can get that because I have tried the marble shades. I have a whole video. And so, yes, they do have more slip than the marble shades. But like I said, you have to be very careful because it can look textured on your lids. Okay? And then I wanted to check with Oleg. And this one is considered to just be a pearl shade, okay? But this one still, there we go. This one still has a lot of texture. It can be very smooth. It's a lot smoother, but you do have to be careful. So I just wanted to go ahead and correct the statement about that. They're not marble shades. They are Foil Ultra Pearly. And a lot of that I think is great with the Glam Shop because you get so many different finishes. And like, you usually only get that with people or most indie brands when it comes to just their single shadows, you know? So the formulas that I enjoy the most are definitely these two, okay? Because you have the pearl shades. I mean, they're just gorgeous. Now, this one is so beautiful. Now, the mattes, they're gorgeous. Like, these two shades, they are the same. They look different, but I remember when I did my swatches, I've showed you, they're the same, you know what I mean? All right, so I just double checked. So yes, these two are Ultra Pearl, but like I said, they're the same. So I think you can see that from my swatches, and it just feels different. So this kind of feels like an foily Ultra Pearl, but it says it's just an Ultra Pearl. So I'm not sure what the difference between the foily Ultra Pearl is and the Ultra Pearl. Glam Shop, I love it, but okay, Asenia is definitely a lot smoother. This is Asenia, so this is what, so they look different. One is clearly a white base, the other one is blue. So that's why I didn't bother to use them in the same look because I remembered from swatching them, I was like, okay, these are the same shades, you know? And part of me was also just wondering, like, how would they do with some Mayron mixing medium versus, like, the Glam glue? Because, I don't know, maybe I was just thinking that because, like, how Pat McGrath is coming out with that pen. But you see, that's the same shade. So, you know, when I first started swatching a shade and I swatched the white one, which I believe is this one, only reason I could tell because it had more texture, so you can see it was a little bit more chunkier versus this one. Yeah, this is the one that's that blue shade that actually has the blue base. So they're the same shade. So essentially, you know, like I got one shade that looks the same, you know, so whatever. And then you have this particular shade. This is gorgeous as well. So, and I think, you know, I really like those pearl shades, the other pearl shades, because they're just, you know, really stunning. And they have a nice shift to it. So I really like that formulation of that palette. I think it's a lot easier to work with. Definitely going to need the Glam glue. Definitely if you want something to deepen the outer corner, you're going to have to add something in. And then when we jump in with Selden, I'm not even sure why we have the little grease spot. But like I said, this happened also with my nude palette. If you saw that video, it's just not as easy to tell because the background is brown. But I would say that this palette is the one where I enjoyed most of the mattes because I felt like it was just a good mixture. I love how it's blue and green at the same time, and this right here just really brought this to life. I really love this shade also. That's an Ultra Pearl. I think it's stunning. This matte, love it. You know, I love a good grungy moment. And even Lila, I didn't give it a good chance, but I think it's gorgeous. I just think I didn't put it down in the right combination. And for that, I apologize if some of the looks were lost in translation. So like I said, I don't think the looks were like terrible, but I don't think some of my execution was great, but I meant well. I'm not just up here throwing some stuff together, I promise you. So with that being said, I like the whole collection. I think the collection is affordable. It's 15 euros. Like if you want some great shadows, if you want some good, innovative things to freshen up your collection, brighten up your collection, I highly recommend these. I do. I just like these two better than the Tropicana. I think a lot of people were really drawn to the Tropicana because it would seem to be so much brighter than these two. These are a little bit more muted, but then I found that a couple of looks I made, and maybe it was just my error in using it, it didn't translate that bright. It translated more somewhat everyday-ish. So I don't know, you let me know how you feel about that. But like I said, I love these palettes. And it's like one of those things, like if I'm ordering from the Glam shop and I was ordering a lot of stuff, like I got the nude palette, I knew I wanted these. I bought a bunch of their single shadow. I mean, you guys saw the haul. I bought a lot of the single shadows and then some stuff I had before that I just had to show you guys. But it was just like, why leave one? Because I'm going to be salty that I left one. And they're $15, essentially probably close to 18 in American dollars. And I thought they were great palettes. And I felt like these were a better option than the ColourPop tie-dyed palettes because you just get the different formulas and you did a lot of sparkles. So like I say, you'll probably just need something to help. Depends on what your makeup aesthetic is. So with all of that being said, let me know which looks you like. Are you interested in these palettes? I know that they're really gorgeous. I really think they're gorgeous. And it's a little something in there, I think, for everybody. And I just enjoy I just enjoy all the palettes for different reasons, like I said before. And like I said, these two are just my favorite. I think it's just because it's so much easier to work with, partly also. But let me know down below which looks you liked the best, and give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because you know I would love to have you here in my little makeup family. Oh, and hit the notification bell. Yes, hit the notification bell so you know when I come out with another video. And with all of that being said, it's time for the chair dance. It's time for the chair dance, chair dance. Hey, 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 chair dance. Chair dance. Chair dance. All right, y'all. Bye.